Hey fellow tennis nerds, I hope all is well. Day 4 today of the Australian Open, and what a day it was. Some exciting tennis action and some really surprising results, something that I did not see coming personally. We had the blockbuster of the day, Kyrgios versus Medvedev. Medvedev was too strong despite being booed in between first and second serves. So the Aussie audience obviously loved Kyrgios and they wanted to help him in any way possible. I did see that Medvedev was a little bit pissed at that, about that behavior in the post-match interview. So as held by Jim Curry, some funny statements from Medvedev. He has shown both love and disgust over audiences in the past. Remember that New York 2019 thing, and I think that was one way he won a lot of tennis players' hearts, because he actually was super honest and didn't put out some kind of political statement. He just said it how he felt, and yeah, that's somewhat endearing. And he played really well. He looks like even more of a favorite, because Kyrgios was playing great tennis, serving well, fighting hard, but it wasn't enough. Medvedev was too strong. So, and won in 4 sets. On the women's side, we had Alice Cornet beating Muguruza. I thought Muguruza would have a better tournament than she had, but Cornet played amazing tennis. So congrats to her, 6-3, 6-3. Sabalenka went through. De Minaur went through as well. There were some generally pretty easy wins. Halep had to wait a long time, but had no problems, just lost 2 games in her match. A little bit of a surprise, Clara Tauson beat Anett Kontaveit, which was impressive. The young Danish girl, she is very strong and will be a threat to anyone in the field pretty much. Tsitsipas, he beat Sebastian Baez in a tough match, although Tsitsipas was clearly the better player, but it was still well fought by Sebastian Baez. So this young Argentinian is someone to look out for, and it's always interesting, I think, to see players that are not so tall. He's like 170 or something like that, 5'7" or similar, and quite short. So that's not the way tennis is going. Tennis players are getting taller, as I've talked about in previous videos. The average top 10 player are now, closer to 2 meters, which is a little bit of a boring trend. It's nice to have these contrasting, physical abilities, contrasting styles and everything, but if you look at the men's tennis especially, you see that the height makes a big difference for how much power you can get out of your shots, reach, especially the serve and so on. So good to see a guy like Sebastian Baez go and play well, and he's very talented. But Tsitsipas won in 4. For you Brit fans, Emma Raducanu sadly lost in 3 sets against Kovinic. She looked okay for the 3rd set, but something kind of like just the air just got out of her for a bit. Then she came back a little bit, but still she looked a bit tired. Maybe mentally, maybe physically, I don't know, but she didn't seem 100% herself in the 3rd set. Also, well done by Kovinic. She played really well and played a good match. Jannik Sinner had to wait a long time before he was on court, but he beat Steve Johnson pretty easily. Taylor Fritz had to work harder against his buddy Francis Tiafoe. Straight sets, but a 2-hour, 40-minute match. And some really grueling rallies. Actually, Fritz had a cramp at the end, so he was cramping after the match point. It was pretty funny. Swiatek won easily, looked really strong. One of the big upsets on the men's side today was that Andy Murray lost in straights against Taro Daniel. I was watching first set of this match. I thought it would go, he would fight back, but I mean, big kudos to Taro Daniel. He was playing amazingly well, and also he had an interesting strategy. He was doing what he does best. He defends, he plays a very, high percentage tennis, no real big risks, but if he gets a short ball, he goes for it as well. He doesn't keep, grinding at the baseline all the time. Tries to play it smart, did very few unforced errors, won in straight sets against Murray, and Murray couldn't really quite find his game. And I think he was a bit baffled by the strategy of Daniel. He was just playing pretty loopy shots, heavy but low-paced shots, and then trying to mix up with a more, flat, hard ball, maybe move to the net. And that kind of style seemed to trouble Murray. Maybe he was tired after all the tennis he's played. But yeah, straight sets win for Taro Daniel. Big applause to him. And yeah, sadly Murray is gone. Played a good match in the first round, but he needs some more work before he can do a long run in a slam, a deep run in a slam. And that's, he said, is one of his goals. He has a few goals he's listed, to win a few more tournaments and to do a few deep runs in slams. And yeah, he needs more work to do that. But this was a kind of a positive sign, the way he beat Basilashvili in the previous match. But still, you need to string a lot of matches together to be successful in a slam. Andrew Rublev, he's just Rublev. He's bashing the ball left, right, center. Winners 6-4, 6-2, 6-love against Berankis is not even a problem. Very hard fought match in Auger Aliassime versus Malaga boy. I'm hanging out in Malaga and Marbella from time to time. Davidovich Fokina, and he is a strong clay court player mainly, but he also plays pretty well on hard courts. And this was a marathon match, 7-6, 6-7, 7-6, 7-6 to Auger Aliassime. Only tie breaks, 4 hours, 19 minutes. So this was a long one, and we'll see how fresh Auger Aliassime is. But yeah, Davidovich Fokina is a strong player, and I'm not super surprised to see that this match was a tough one. Dan Evans, he won easily because he didn't even have to play. Rinderknecht sadly had to leave walk over due to injury, so that was a sad thing. Bautista Agut didn't drop many games against Kohlschreiber, kind of as I predicted. Only 4 games in a 3-set match. He was pretty spectacular, and Bautista Agut doesn't give you anything either, so that was very impressive. Another upset on the men's side, Chris O'Connell. Spectacular tennis today, really played well. Beat Diego Schwartzman 3 hours and 7 minutes, 7-6, 6-4, 6-4. So this O'Connell, that I knew nothing about before the tournament, he is playing really well. We also had a very good match between 2 older guys, Grigor Dimitrov and Benoit Paire. And Benoit Paire is playing exceptionally well. I watched some of this. As you know, Paire's backhand is much better than his forehand. That's always been the consensus, I think. And his backhand was amazing today. A lot of down-the-line backhands. He moves into the net. He's very solid at the net, I find, Benoit Paire. And was serving well as well. So everything pretty much came together. And he won against Dimitrov in 3 hours plus, 6-4, 6-4, 6-7, 7-6. So 4 sets. Well done to Benoit Paire. Fun to see him fighting and trying. He's usually a little bit of a head case. He can have great days and he can have very bad days where he tanks. So fun to see him actually fight and do well in this tournament. Now we have round 3 to look forward to, and that's going to be very exciting. And some very good matches coming up. And if we start with the men's singles, we have Kecmanovic Sonego. That's going to be a tough one. 2 young guns, strong players, fighting hard, no real mental weaknesses. I would say Sonego has a better track record, but Kecmanovic is dangerous, and he did beat Tommy Paul in 3 sets before. So tough one, but Sonego would be my prediction. Guy Monfils, Christian Garin. Garin has played 2 5-setters as far as I know, and he's been many hours on court, so he should be a little bit tired, while Guy Monfils is playing the best tennis perhaps of his life. I mean, he's had a long career, but he's playing exceptionally well. He gave Bublik 5 games in the previous match, and I would say Monfils is going to take this. He's playing the exceptional tennis, and it's fun to see him reignite his passion for the sport. Sebastian Corda, who beat Moutet in 5 grueling sets. He's playing Carreño Busta. That's a tough one to predict. I'm going to go with Carreño Busta. I think he's super solid in these events. And he also played a 5-setter against Griekspoor, but I would say Carreño Busta. But this one is it's a toss-up. Very difficult to predict. Big match. Alcaraz Berrettini. Alcaraz is playing fantastic tennis, won 2 straight set matches, not a problem. Hits the ball so hard. Really energetic, and gives a lot of energy into each shot. He can definitely upset Berrettini. This one is probably the best match of the round. Very exciting tennis to be had. Berrettini has not been his exceptional self. I'm gonna predict Alcaraz. It was a tough one, but yeah, let's say Alcaraz. It's fun if he keeps pushing through the draw. Very entertaining player to watch, a lot of energy, intensity, and that's what I like to see. Zverev, super solid, and not my favorite player to watch. But he's playing very well. I think he will beat Albot pretty confidently. Another decent match, Opelka-Shapovalov. Opelka playing well, Shapovalov playing okay. Did get to 5 sets against Kwon, but won in the end. This one is also very difficult to predict. I think Opelka, I will go for the slight upset. I think Opelka might be tough here for Shapovalov, who's played quite a lot of tennis and a lot of emotional ups and downs after winning the ATP Cup. So we'll see if he can beat Opelka, but yeah, good match. Karatsev Manarino surprised me and the rest of you, I think, winning 6-4, 6-2, 6-3 against Hurkacz, top 10 player from Poland. Hurkacz didn't look himself really in that match. Might be Manarino's quite difficult style of tennis with the short backswings and the rushing to the net and being quite tricky to play. Also lefty, but still. Karatsev, he beat McDonald 4 sets. I will say Karatsev is going to take this one. He looked better in the second round than he was in the first, so I think he's improving slowly and should beat Manarino. Khachanov Nadal, that's a good match. I think Khachanov kind of likes playing Nadal, one of the few players who enjoys the challenge of it. And it's going to be a tough one for Nadal, the first real test for his Australian Open 2022. I would pick Nadal in the end anyway, but I think Khachanov can make it a bit difficult for him. So we'll see how many sets. I would say 4 and 2 Nadal. Andujar, pretty easy draw so far, but now plays de Minaur. My pick is de Minaur. He's playing really well. It looks super strong. Taro Daniel, the big surprise of today, is playing Jannik Sinner. I don't think he can beat Sinner. Sinner is in good form, won in straight sets. So my prediction is Sinner. Good match, Bautista Agut, Taylor Fritz. Can go either way this one. Not sure really. I would pick Bautista Agut because he's so solid and super predictable, but I would not be surprised to see Fritz win. Could be go 5 sets. This one is a tough match. Benoit Paire versus Tsitsipas. If Paire plays the way he played against Dimitrov, he has a chance. But Tsitsipas actually looks quite strong. I was a bit unsure about his form, but he seems to be playing pretty well. So I'm going to go Tsitsipas in 4 sets. Rublev Cilic. Cilic is in good form and usually plays well in the Australian Open, but still Rublev is exceptional, and I think he will win in 3 or 4 sets. Dan Evans, Felix Auger-Aliassime. My prediction goes to Aliassime. I think he will take it, but Dan Evans now is pretty well rested and Auger-Aliassime is not. So that can lead to an upset, but I still think Auger-Aliassime should win it. Chris O'Connell, the wild card from Australia, playing Maxime Cressy, who is having the best year of his life so far. My prediction goes to Cressy. I think he will take it. And Botic van de Zandschulp, who won on retirement against Richard Gasquet. Gasquet had to retire after 1.5 set. It was pretty obvious because he won the first set and then he lost 10 games in a row, 6-love, 4-love. So he was done physically, sadly. I think Medvedev should beat Van de Zandschulp. Medvedev looks like a winner of this tournament, the way he played and handled Nick Kyrgios, the circus that is Nick Kyrgios today. Exciting third round matches, really looking forward to that. Women's singles, do we have any exciting matches on the women's side? We do, yes. Ash Barty, Camila Giorgi. My prediction to win the tournament is Ash Barty. I think she will beat Giorgi, but if Giorgi fires and is in good shape and in good form, she can create a threat. But Ash Barty in 2 sets, but maybe hard-fought sets. Another good match, Anisimova Osaka. Anisimova said in an interview that she was excited to play Osaka. That's a good sign. She's going there hungry. She did beat Bencic, who was slightly injured in the round before. Osaka had no problems against Brengel. I still think Osaka will win, but this is a big challenge for her, and there will be an exciting match to watch. We have Sakkari Kudermetova. That's also a good match. Sakkari played well the round before. Should be the favorite here, I think. Krejcikova, Ostapenko. Krejcikova there. Another good match, Azarenka Svitolina. Very nice match. I think Azarenka will be the stronger one, but it's also one of those coin toss matches. Azarenka playing really well. Lost only 3 games against Jill Teichmann. Madison Keys, Wang. I think Keys is in good shape. She should win that match. That's my prediction. And Kostyuk Badosa, another good match. Some people talk about Kostyuk being a potential star in the future, and I mean, she's already a very good player, but that she can go further. But Paula Badosa is in amazing form and not losing many games even in her matches. So Badosa all the way for me. Good match, Clara Towson, Daniel Collins. As you can hear, the women's side has full of great matches in round 3. I would say that Towson was going to take that one based on confidence. But yeah, Daniel Collins is a strong player as well. So yeah, it's going to be a tough one. But Towson for me. Elise Mertens against Chang. I'm not sure about that one. I would say Elise Mertens, but Chang beat Rybakina, but she retired due to injury, Rybakina. So maybe it's not the whole story. But yeah, Mertens for me there. And Halep Kovinic. Kovinic played well against Raducanu, but still Simona Halep seems to be in great form. I think she will win that match. Zidansek, Cornet playing great tennis. I think she will keep doing that and beat Zidansek. Świątek, Kasatkina, that's a very good match again. Świątek has looked spectacular. I mean, nothing wrong with Kasatkina's form. But yeah, Świątek for me in 3 sets. Cirstea beat Kvitova in the first round. Seems to be in good form. Should win that one in my prediction, although Pavlyuchenkova should be the favorite, seeded 10. Inglis wild card against Kanepi. I would say Kanepi. And then Sabalenka against Vondrousova. So another pretty good match with 2 seeded players. Sabalenka in my estimate there will go through. So there's so many good matches for round 3. Just a spectacular round 3 on both the men's and the women's side. The women's side is even stronger. Many names there. But the men's side has some really good blockbuster matches as well. So I will try to do these round by round now, and with my predictions, doing daily results is going to take a lot of time. So doing it maybe by round is a bit easier with my time management. But yeah, trying to keep it going and really enjoying the Australian Open. Was watching this morning, multiple screens set up with the morning coffee. That's a very good way to wake up. Are you watching? What do you think of the upcoming round 3? What are your predictions? Let me know in the comments below. If you want to support the work I do, check out patreon.com/tennisnerd, where you get more content and you get insider info and other things for a few bucks a month. Also, check out my affiliates. The links are in the description. If you like Nick Kyrgios, he's now one of the coaches of Top Court. I really liked his coaching style there, so pretty impressed. You can get a free trial 2 weeks using my link in the description below. So check that out. There's also Tennis Warehouse Europe, and those things. So many useful things. Thanks for all your support. Have a nice day, and don't forget to play sometimes.